Welcome to Yoga with Nicole. Today we'll do a flow called Strengthen Your Inner Warrior. I wonder if you can guess what kind of movements we'll be doing. I suggest having 2 blocks. I have mine down here. A mat and a glass of water would be good. So grab those items and meet me on your mat. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and begin. Start in a seated position on your mat, cross-legged or on your shins and knees. As you settle in, close your eyes. Feel your seat rooting down toward the earth. Feel the movement of your breath entering and exiting your body. Just watch your breath for now. No need to alter the inhale or the exhale. Just notice how your body is naturally breathing. Notice how your heart is responding and your muscles, your nerves and your bones. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. If it helps, roll them up toward the ears, back and then down. Press the sits bones down against the ground. Lift your spine, lift the crown of your head up, up, up. Sitting taller, opening the front of the torso, giving the organs space to breathe and function the most efficiently. We'll concentrate for a few moments on breathing in and out through the nose, Ujjayi breath. Slowing each inhale and each exhale. Notice the whispering massage in the back of the throat. Pausing here in stillness to get centered and grounded before we move into strengthening our inner warriors. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller, open the chest. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the face, open the throat. Keep looking up, big inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. 2 more rounds. Inhale, sit up tall. Open the chest, open the throat. Exhale, round the shoulder blades. Reach the shoulders forward, chin to chest. Last time. Inhale, add a baby arch in your back. Exhale, round your back, look down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale through center, right ear, right shoulder. And roll your chin forward toward your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. You can lift your head through center and over to the other side, or add a big circle with the head, letting the head drop back and then tilting toward a shoulder. Continue with this motion on your own, keeping the arms and the shoulders soft. We're initiating the movement from our core, from our pelvis. The next time your chin comes to your chest, change directions. Being mindful of your breath. Inhaling as the face lifts and the throat opens. Exhaling as the face drops down, the throat closes. 2 more circles. Chin to chest 1 more time. Lift the head, uncross the arms. We'll transition over into a tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Pause in tabletop just to feel your foundation. Notice how the body is shifting from our seat and over to hands and knees. Check in with your breath here, now that the belly is facing down toward the ground. And as you're breathing, expand the ribs, expand the belly and the low back. When you're ready to exhale, notice the light contraction to press the air out of the body. 2 more rounds like that. Concentrating on the breath, expanding the whole torso, and the out breath, contracting the torso. Inhale, drop your belly down to the ground, lift your tailbone and your chin up toward the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, tailbone to the back of the knees, round the back. Flow through cat-cow, synchronizing your movement with your breath. Remembering that we inhale when we open the torso and we exhale when we contract. Move a little more slowly than you are. Being mindful of your body moving faster than your breath. Let your breath dictate the pace of your movement. Slow, long, steady breaths. 1 more cycle, breathing in and breathing out. Come back to neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes. Step your hands slightly in front of the shoulders. Lift your pelvis into downward facing dog. We use the hands to press down and reach the armpits back toward the toes. Tailbone lifts high to the sky. So we have 1 long line from the fingertips through the wrists, elbows, shoulders, spine, and sacrum. And another line from the heels, stretching up toward the back of the legs, all the way up to the tailbone. Check in with your breath as we invert here, with the head below the heart. And just notice if your breath has changed, if it's more shallow, or if it has sped up any bit. Take a deep breath in, look forward to the fingers. Exhale, super slow motion, tiptoe your feet all the way up to step between the hands, arriving in forward fold with the hips above the ankles. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Drop the crown of your head to the ground. Lengthen the back of your neck. Bring your hands behind your head, clasping the hands, opening the palms, and adding just a little bit of pressure at the base of your skull. Reach your shoulders upwards toward the hips. Breathe deeply here, expanding the belly into the thighs. Feel that light contraction as you breathe out. Release your hands to the ground. Bend your knees. Let your chin fall toward your chest as you slowly roll up, unfurling into mountain pose, pausing with the eyes closed, or focusing your gaze at one point in front of your body. Coming into stillness, feel your feet on the ground. Your foundation is supporting the rest of your body, the rest of your actions. Step to the back of your mat. Inhale, stretch both arms up from the ground up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the ground. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Hands can slide up the legs. Exhale, palms to the ground. This time we walk our hands forward, opening up into downward dog, making a triangle shape with the body. 2 lines from the fingers and the heels, both of them meeting up at the tailbone. Keep your tailbone lifted. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, tailbone stays up. We lower the heels toward the ground. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heels. Come up onto your toes. Exhale, press your heels toward the ground. It's okay if there's no actual contact. Inhale, 1 more time. Exhale, heels to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into high plank. Adjust your feet as needed. Shoulders are lined up above the wrists. Thighs are active. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Breathe in through the nose and out through a straw. Exhale, lower the knees. Bend the elbows, squeeze the ribs, lower the chest. Lift into cobra. Tops of the feet connect to the ground. Elbows stay bent. Belly button stays on the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, chest to the ground. Press all the way up through tabletop into a child's pose. Stay for just 2 cycles of breath in your child's pose. Rest your forehead on the ground or on a block. Inhale, lift up. Through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your pelvis into downward dog. Right away, inhale, look forward to your fingers. Big steps all the way up between the hands, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, engage your upper back to lift you. Exhale, lower down. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Right away, feel your foundation. Actively rooting down through that foundation. Unfurling in mountain pose, pausing here for 2 rounds of breath, rebalancing our heart, rebalancing the pace of our breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold down. Chin to chest, tail to the sky. Inhale, lift up halfway. Reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, palms down. Step, step, all the way back into high plank. We'll lower down to the ground again. Lower your knees like we did before, or keep them lifted. Bend the elbows. Slither into your low cobra or upward facing dog. Big stretch upwards. Pause wherever you are. We lengthen the spine. Reach the pubic bone up toward the chin. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower the chest. Come back up into your plank or your tabletop. Keep going into downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Come into your plank, lower to the ground 1 more time. Elbows squeeze into the ribs. Lift into low cobra or upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the belly, lower the chest. Bring your arms up to the side in cactus arms or goddess arms. Palms down to the ground. Lean over to your left. Slide your inner thigh, inner right knee up toward your elbow. Pausing here. Breathing deeply. Stay active with your back leg. So we're actively engaging the thigh of the straight leg. Top of the foot stays connected to the ground. Step your elbows underneath your shoulders, coming into a low cobra. The right knee stays bent. We're breathing into the hip, into the low back. Lower the chest. Slide that right leg back next to the left. Gently shift your weight over to the right. Inner left knee, left thigh slides up toward the elbow. Pause there. You can keep your chest on the ground or come up into your low cobra. take inventory with this left knee reaching up toward the elbow. Notice if there are any differing sensations on this side, in the left hip versus the right hip. Feeling sensation possibly in the low back or in the groin area. Stay active with the upper body. Elbows are pressing down, sternum is reaching up. 2 more rounds of breath. In and out through the nose. Lower down onto your chest. Slide the left leg back. Step the hands next to the ribs. Press your way up into tabletop or into your high plank. Meet me in downward facing dog. Step your feet all the way together in downward dog. Lift your right leg behind you. Start to open the hip. Bend the knee behind you if it's accessible. We're reaching the front of the right thigh. Open and up toward the sky. With your top foot, stretch your ankle. Wiggle your toes. Arms are active. Shoulders reaching toward the hips. Upper arms hugging in toward the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step down. Stay strong in your downward dog. Reach your tailbone up, armpits back toward the feet. Lift the left leg up behind you. Open the hip, bend the knee, reach the thigh up toward the sky. Square the shoulders. So if your left shoulder starts to open a bit along with your left hip, roll that shoulder back down, essentially twisting the hips and the shoulders in opposite directions. Roll your ankle, wiggle your toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bring that left foot all the way forward, stepping between the hands. Back heel spins down to the ground. Front knee is above the ankle. We rise up into warrior 2. Lining up front and back heel. Left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching behind. Shifting the eyes along the left arm beyond the fingers. Bend a little bit more into your front knee, and then with your chest, lean slightly back. Just a tiny bit. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, reach them down toward the hips. Take a deep breath in, reach way behind you, and exhale, come forward into side angle. Forearm on the thigh, right arm swings over next to the right ear, palm turning down toward the ground. Making the connection with the forearm and the thigh, but we're not collapsing down. We're actively holding ourselves up. That action comes from the thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs, hamstrings, quads, and also any core muscles surrounding the pelvis. Check in with your breath here. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, flow through warrior 2. Stabilize the legs. Flip your front palm up and back. Reach your right arm down your back leg, or you can wrap it around your back, reaching for the front thigh. Eyes gaze underneath the top arm, up toward the sky. Take a deep breath in, arc back a little bit more. Exhale, hands come forward down to the ground. Pick up your front foot and your hips. Step back into downward dog. 3 rounds of breath here. In through your nose and fog up your mirror. One more time. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Low cobra or upward facing dog for a full breath in. Exhale, chest to the ground, lift into tabletop or plank, and meet me back in downward dog. Step your feet all the way together, lift your right leg up and behind. Open the hip, bend the knee, spin your right shoulder down to the ground as you open your right hip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step forward. Coming into warrior on the right side. Front knee is above the ankle. I'll shift my body so my back is not facing you. Right arm forward, left arm back. Back heel spins down. So we line up the front heel with the back heel. Eyes gazing over the front fingers. Bend the knee forward slightly more. Reach your chest back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forearm to the thigh. Top arm next to the ear. Pinky spins down toward the ground. Stabilizing the lower half of the body. Actively lifting and holding the torso. Feeling that long line from the pinky edge of our back foot all the way through that active back leg, through the pelvis, the waist, stretching through the shoulder and out through the fingertips. Inhale, look up toward the sky underneath your top arm. Exhale, stabilize the legs, flow through warrior two. Front palm lifts up. We reverse our warrior. Left arm reaching down the left leg or binding around the back, reaching for the front thigh. Eyes gazing up. Take a deep breath and let it go. One more breath in. Exhale, swing the arms forward, hands down to the ground. Step your back foot forward this time and release into your fold. Let the shoulders, elbows, and wrists get heavy. Press your heels toward the earth. Lift your tailbone toward the sky. Bend your knees. Slowly roll up. Head is heavy. Last thing to rise up. Pausing in mountain. Closing the eyes or focusing your gaze. Feel your feet on the ground. Stepping up to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold down, hands to the ground, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, palms to the ground. Step or hop your way back through your chaturanga into upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift back into downward dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Armpits reaching back toward the toes, shoulder blades wrapping in toward the spine. Step your feet all the way together. Lift your left leg up and behind. Big breath in. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Lift up into warrior two. Stabilizing your foundation. Bring your front hand to your chest and turn your eyes to look behind you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach your back hand down your leg toward your foot. Lift your left elbow up toward the sky. Keep your fingers on your chest. Eyes look up beyond the elbow. Lean forward into your bent knee. 2 more breath cycles here, breathing in and out through the nose. Breathe in again. Stabilize the legs, tip forward into our side angle, forearm to the thigh, or reach your hand down to the ground. Top arm stretches way up beside the head. Roll that top shoulder back. Lean back slightly to open the chest. Eyes can look forward. or up toward the sky. Check in with your breath. Release any tense places in the body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground. Lift your back heel, lift your hips. Pick up your front foot and come back into downward dog. Flow through a vinyasa if you'd like, through your plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. You can stay in downward dog or pause in child's pose if you need to. Eventually we'll meet together in downward dog. Step your feet all the way together. Lift your right leg this time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step forward between the hands. Spin the back heel down, coming into warrior two. Bend the front knee above the ankle. Bring the front hand to the chest. Look behind you over your back hand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, follow your hand down your leg. Turn your head, look up toward the sky, reach your elbow up toward the sky. Big stretch here with the left arm reaching down toward the ground, right elbow reaching up toward the sky. Keep your right knee bent. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, transition through warrior two and into your side angle. Forearm to thigh or hand to the ground. Roll your top shoulder back, open the chest, open the rib cage. Slow, steady breaths here as we pause in stillness. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground. Lift your back heel, lift your hips. Back foot steps back into downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Come into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga down to the ground. Low cobra or upward facing dog for a deep breath in. When you're ready to exhale, lower your belly, lower your chest to the ground. This time, we'll stretch our arms straight out to the sides, palms facing down to the ground. Bring your chin to your mat. Bend your left elbow and prop your fingers on the ground directly underneath your elbow. Roll over to your left. Be mindful of the shoulder here. This is a deep shoulder and chest stretch. So we'll roll as far as your shoulder allows for your body. Your legs can stack one over the other, or maybe the right knee bends and you keep going with the hips to step the foot behind the leg. Rest the side of the head on the ground. Breathe into the shoulders and any sensations that are arising in the chest and shoulder area. You can always back off and come back to where you started. Sometimes that's enough. Just stretching the arms out to the side. If you're in it, stay in it for a few more breaths. Breathe into the left shoulder. Exhale, roll onto the belly. Stretch the right arm out, palm to the ground. Bend the left elbow. Step onto the fingers, roll over to the right side. Slow and steady, pausing wherever your shoulder wants you to pause. Rest the side of your head to the ground, stack your legs, or bend your left knee, stepping behind the straight leg. Slow, steady breaths here. Take another breath in. Exhale, roll onto your belly. Step your hands next to your ribs, tuck your toes, lift into tabletop or plank. Stretch way back into child's pose. Forehead on the ground or on a block. Let's bring the hands back and rest them right above the sacrum, palms facing up toward the sky. If it feels better, simply rest your arms on the ground next to your legs. Stretch your arms forward, grip your mat, inhale through tabletop, exhale through downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg way up. Exhale, step it forward between the hands, back heel spins down, lift up into warrior two. Right arm back, left arm forward. Bring your hands behind your back, clasping the hands at the sacrum. Roll your shoulders back, extend the elbows and hands down to the ground. Take a deep breath in, open the chest, lean back, exhale, tip forward into humble warrior. Hands reach up toward the sky, lengthen the back of the neck, minimize the space between the chin and the chest. If this is a lot for the shoulders, you can simply come back to resting your hands at your sacrum with the palms turned up toward the sky. Wherever you are, we're active in the upper body. Rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest. Take another breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground, lift your back heel, lift your hips. Front foot steps back into downward dog. Armpits reaching back toward the toes. Step your feet together. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step forward between the hands. Warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Same thing we did on the other side. Bring your hands behind your back, but clasp your fingers the other way this time, the funky way. That's might be a bit foreign to your brain. Roll the shoulders back, reach the hands down toward the ground. Inhale, lean back, open the chest up, up, up. Exhale, humble warrior, bowing our chest toward the inside of the front leg. Keeping that front knee bent right above the ankle. Listening to the shoulders here, deciding if it feels okay for the arms to extend or if we simply want to rest our hands on our sacrum. Breathing in to expand the rib cage, expand the belly. Breathing out to lightly contract the abdominals. Breathe in one more time. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pick up your back heel. Step forward with your back foot. Pause in your forward fold. Bend one knee at a time, lengthening the opposite leg, lengthening the hamstrings. Reach the crown of the head toward the ground. Let the head dangle out of the shoulders. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Heavy arms, heavy head. Unfurling all the way up into mountain pose. Letting the arms dangle by your side. Sternum is lifting up toward the chin, chin slightly lifting toward the sky. Deep breaths here, restabilizing, rebalancing. Step your feet wide across your mat. Much wider than the hips. And then from there, decide if you want to go a little wider or come in more narrow. Turn your heels slightly out and your toes slightly in. Reach your hands behind your back, clasp the fingers, extend the pointers this time. Roll the shoulders back, stretch the arms down. Inhale, lift the sternum, look up. Exhale, fold forward, fingers to the sky. Take inventory of the shoulders. What sort of sensations are arising? If it's too intense, then you can simply bring your hands down to the ground for a wide-legged forward fold. Wherever you go, check in with your breath. If your hands are clasped and your arms are extended behind you, take a deep breath in. Release your hands to the ground. Line up the heels of the hands with the heels of the feet so the elbows are bent, pointing through the legs. And use the grip of your hands to press down and glide your chest back through the legs in that direction, even if you're not quite that close. Check in with your breath. Keep your heels connected to the ground, but slightly lean forward toward the toes. Keep your balance, keep your feet flat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Look forward and walk your hands over to your left foot. Come into a lunge. Lower your back knee down. Keep your back toes tucked. Rise up, arms by your ears. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come down. Lift your back knee. Lift your hips. Lift your front foot. Come all the way back into downward dog. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Step your feet together. Lift your left leg behind you. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Exhale. Come forward into pigeon. So we bend the left knee. Bring the heel to the opposite hip. Here's where a block might come in handy. If you need to sit on your block, bringing it right underneath the hamstring and the hip of your bent leg. If you don't need the block, then don't use the block. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and your thigh, wiggle your leg back just to find a little more length for that leg and for the right hip. Lower the knee and the thigh, untuck the toes. Let's lift up here. Walk your hands back toward your hips. Take a deep breath in here. Then exhale, slowly descending forward toward the ground. You can stay on your hands or descend onto the elbows. Moving and adjusting in micro movements so that we can assess on our way down where we should stop and where we might be able to push past our edge a little further. Maybe coming down onto the forehead. Wherever you go, think about a long line from your back foot through the leg and the tailbone, extending through the spine so that we're keeping the torso open as much as we can. And again, avoiding collapsing down. That gives a little less space for the organs to function at their best. So we want to think about maintaining our long posture through the spine in the back. Step up onto the hands. Inhale, keep lifting the chest, lean back. Come forward onto the hands, tuck your back toes, lift your back leg, your hips, your front legs, swing it all the way back into downward dog. Come into a three-legged dog, lifting that left leg behind you for a counterbalance, a counter stretch. Open the hip, bend the knee, stretch the ankle, step the foot down to the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, come into pigeon on the right side. Use your block if you need to. Tuck your back toes, stretch your back leg. Rest the top of the foot against the ground. Lift your chest. Bring your hands back toward the hips. Inhale. Exhale, slow descend. Moving in slow motion, letting your body decide where it wants to stop. Pigeon pose on the right side. Breathing deeply all the way down into the spaces of your body that have the loudest sensations. So that might be your outer thigh, it might be your hamstring, maybe it's your knee. Inhale, step on the hands, lift the chest. Tuck the back toes, palms down, lift your back leg, lift your hips, bring your front foot behind you. Three-legged dog, right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open the hip. Take a deep breath in, exhale, step down. Widen your hands, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your legs through the arms into a seat, coming all the way down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Feel your back against the ground. Shifting our foundation onto the back side of the body. Release your feet to the ground. Stretch one leg out at a time, transitioning our way into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Rest the palms of your hands over your hips, over the psoas muscle. Press the back of your head against the ground to lift your chest. Wiggle your shoulder blades together just a little bit more than where they are. And lower the chest. Lower the upper back, mid back, low back and pelvis. Surrender to the support within and beneath your body. Release the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Soften the brows and the forehead. Drift into the space beneath the eyelids. Giving yourself time to integrate the strength cultivated for your inner warrior. Feel the weight of your feet in your hands, the pulsing within your nerves and your cells. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Stretch your arms up by your ears, knees into your chest. Roll onto your side or rock and roll all the way up, meeting me in a seated posture. Coming back to where we began, closing the eyes or focusing your gaze at one point in front of the body. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, palms together, hands down through your center against the heart. bowing to seal in our practice, to seal in our inner warrior strength. Thanks for joining me again. Namaste.